Hi, everyone. So I actually tried to sit down and do this reading about 20 minutes ago, but it felt like it was still almost difficult to get out the message because I felt like I had to sit with the information for a little bit longer and let the messages kind of come through and organize themselves. And what I actually received is that even within that, there is a message because what I am picking up on is that there is a collective that has been feeling as though there is someone or something in your life that has been somehow infringing on your energy or creating sort of like a static or a dissonance in your energetic field. And what I'm getting is that, first of all, this is one of those readings that is very specific. So this will not be for everyone. This will only connect with a certain number of people. So take it if it connects for you. And of course, if not, just leave it here. But for the group of people that I'm speaking to here, there is so much nuance in this situation because the person or the thing that seems to be infringing on your energy is actually very positive on the surface. So this will likely not be someone or something that is negative in and of itself. This is something that actually has the appearance of being positive or being helpful or being motivational or bringing a positive effect or something like that. Again, it doesn't even have to be a person. This could be some kind of habit or something in your life. But whatever I'm getting, it's that it's something that you are engaging with or interacting with on a daily basis. Or, of course, it could be a person that you are engaging with, not just once a day, but that you're frequently connecting with and engaging with. The thing that I'm getting about this person or situation that is very confusing to you is that, well, first of all, you are someone who is very much aware of how anything you bring into your life affects your energy. And what I'm getting is that for some reason, I'm hearing the guides compare this to things that you might consume, like foods, or maybe for some of you, even certain forms of medication or things that you are taking into your body physically. I feel that you're very sensitive to these things. You also seem to be very sensitive to things that you are engaging with, bringing into your energy ecosystem of your life, so to speak, and then engaging with on a daily basis. Whether it's media, like for example, you may be someone who, if you absorb a lot of news or mainstream media, you find that it really affects your mind in a certain way, or you watch certain kinds of movies and you can feel it really affecting your energy. And you may have spent your life on some level kind of wondering, like, why do I seem to be so affected by these things? Whereas other people seem to be able to just engage with them and consume them and have no issues. And it's because your system is like a finely tuned instrument. And it's also because, well, I mean, in connection with that, the reason you are this finely tuned instrument is because you actually naturally carry a very high vibrational frequency. And I'm talking even from when you were born. I'm hearing something about how your birth was the fulfillment of a prophecy in a sense, meaning that your ancestors always on some level knew that eventually someone like you was going to be born into your family's line and that you were going to change everything. You may have even had certain family members say things along this line to you or tell you that there was something different or special about you as a child. Or if you didn't have people literally telling you this, you noticed from a very young age that your energetic vibration was very different from everyone and everything around you. And in some cases, that actually drew a lot of negative attention. It may have drawn people to bully you or to mistreat you or to single you out in negative ways. But something about your energy always seemed to draw a reaction out of others, whether it was positive or negative. And the reason for that is because your frequency is very powerful. So whether it's negative or positive, in its effect on other people, it's still drawing out a very powerful reaction from them. And so, by the way, of course, your energy is very positive, but the reason it would draw out a negative reaction from certain others is because it's very illuminating. Being connected to you is very confronting. And I feel that this person or thing, which for many of you, I do feel that this is a person, but it could be like an environment, even like a place. I feel that whatever this is, you feel on some level that this shouldn't be affecting you in the way that it is. And you may have tried to kind of talk your way out of being affected by whatever this is, meaning like you've tried to intellectualize it and say like, this thing or this person is inherently positive, so it shouldn't have this negative effect on me. Or you might be telling yourself like, I feel like I'm just being too sensitive, or maybe I can make shifts or changes to make it okay so that I can still connect with this person or thing. But at the end of the day, you've noticed that whenever you engage heavily with this person, this environment, this thing in your life, it lowers your vibration and it is undeniable. You notice that you feel diminished when you are in connection with whatever this is. And again, I feel like you've almost tried to convince yourself out of this intellectually, to tell yourself that maybe if I just am more self-focused or confident or more motivated or whatever the case is, then maybe I won't experience the negative effect from whatever this thing or person is, and I can still be around them or connect with them. But the thing is, this isn't you. There is something about how you are interacting energetically with this person way beneath the surface. This is not what's happening visibly on the surface. This is what's happening beneath the surface. And that is why this person or thing is impacting you in this way. And the thing I keep getting is, once again, on the surface, even the way that you engage with whatever this is does not inherently look negative. That is another layer of confusion here, because I feel that however you interact with what this is does not inherently look negative. People may look at it and say, oh, it seems like you have a positive connection with that person, or that thing seems positive for you. But the key thing is, you've noticed a trend where it's almost like the more that you engage with this person or thing, the more you feel like you are being diminished, or you're almost losing yourself within whatever this is. And again, it's very subtle to an outside perspective, but you've noticed this trend or some kind of change within you that happens whenever you're heavily engaging with whatever this is. And you keep connecting the dots that you always seem to feel that way, or that trend occurs whenever you are around or engaging with whatever this is. And I'm getting that you're not overthinking it. You are actually connecting real dots, and you're very sensitive to what's going on here. And it's actually very important that you pay attention to these signals, because the nature of the way in which you are engaging with this energy is revealing itself to you through the effect that it's having on you, much more so than through how it actually engages with you in the moment. And that sounds like a subtle difference, but it's so significant. So if you're noticing this trend where every time I talk to this person, every time I consistently keep having interactions or conversations with whatever this is, I start to feel diluted or diminished, that is a sign for you that there is something going on here that is subconsciously siphoning your energy. And I keep getting the word dismissive, because the number one thing that I get about this situation is that this would be a person or a thing that is, I'm hearing, somehow dismissive of you, of your thoughts, of your voice, of your gifts. For example, if this is a person, this would be someone that you feel like you can't really get a thought out with, because they will cut you off a lot in conversation. Like, you'll be trying to talk to them and it's like they're not really listening to you or paying attention to you. It's almost like they're seeing right through you, but they think they're looking at you, if that makes sense. And the thing is, I feel like if it is a person, this may be someone who actually has good intentions and who even believes themselves that they are seeing you and not just like seeing kind of through you or past you. It's almost like they're seeing past you, but they feel like they are looking right at you and seeing you completely. But in actuality, you have a sense that they do not have a deeper appreciation for who you really are beneath the surface, for who you are on a deeper level, for like your thoughts, your mind, your visions in like a real way. Even if they do show support on the surface, you have this sense that something is just not connecting beneath the surface. That's what I keep picking up on here. It's almost like something is not connecting beneath the surface, but it looks like it's connecting on the surface. And that is what is creating this very complicated dynamic, and probably why I felt guided to do this video, because if you're experiencing this, it's been so confusing because I feel like you keep going in circles telling yourself, well, I should still be able to have this person in my life in this way, or I should be able to participate with whatever this is, or use this tool, or go to this environment. But then you're noticing this undeniable pattern where every time you do those things, there seems to be this diminishment of your personal light and your personal energy. I'm getting that if this is a person, there's something about it that's even like capturable or visible. Like if someone were to take a picture of you with this person and then you on your own, they would almost be able to visibly see the difference, to see that you are so lit up and vibrant and radiant standing on your own. And then when you're next to this person, there's almost this like, I'm hearing it's almost like your energy is leaning into theirs, and they're kind of subconsciously siphoning some of that and more dismissive of who you are on a deeper level. And this is causing this like weakening of your light or your aura or your magnetism. You may even notice this when it comes to certain things that you're doing or manifesting. For example, again, let's use the example of this being a person. If this is a person, this would be someone who on the surface would be very supportive of things like your work, your finances, your career, opportunities in your life. And yet when you talk to them consistently, you notice that you are almost like losing opportunities or feeling blocked in manifesting or feeling sabotaged energetically in some way. It's almost like you feel like it's much more difficult to manifest, to access your own magnetism when you are in connection with this person very frequently. There's something about the frequency of being around them. Like every time you're around them, it's like putting up some kind of psychic wall in a way. And it's strange because I'm getting that for some of you, there may be some comfort in this psychic wall as well, because you are someone who is so attuned and so sensitive that it's almost like this presence or this thing is almost like a shock absorber for some of your sensitivity, but it also dulls your gifts and your magnetism in the process. So in some ways, you may feel very like, I don't know, peaceful or like in a way soothed by whatever this is temporarily, because it's absorbing some of like the energetic information that you tend to be receiving all the time. And yet it's in the same way actually blocking you from as consciously and effectively being able to read and interpret that energy and access your own gifts. I'm also getting something about how you may even feel this as tension in your physical body. And right as I said that, I heard something about this person writing over you. I don't know why, like overwriting you. And once again, I feel like this gets back to them not really paying attention to what you're actually saying or communicating, but somehow overwriting their own story onto you and then dismissing you in the process, but in a way that looks kind or positive or doesn't necessarily look rude or look negative. But again, even though it's very subtle, I feel like it's having this effect on you because you feel perpetually dismissed or overridden by this person, by their thoughts or their agenda or their narrative or their beliefs, even if they don't consciously realize that they're doing this to you. And it seems like it's been taking some kind of toll on your personal energetic field. And you've noticed it because you may notice, for example, that it's harder for you to be creative, or it's more difficult for you to access your spiritual gifts. If you are someone who consciously utilizes your spiritual gifts on a regular basis, you may notice that that's more difficult. You may notice that you don't feel as radiant and magnetic until you almost clear this person or thing's energy out of your field. Because even after they leave, they seem to leave an impression on you that is continuing to kind of dull your magnetism or siphon your energy in some way. And so then I get that it's almost like you have to keep clearing this person's or thing's energy out of your field, but then you re-engage with it again, because again, it's almost like you wish that you weren't being affected in this way, because logically it doesn't really make sense, but it's very real on a psychic and energetic level. So if this video has found you, I feel like this is your sign to listen to that intuitive signal and to not gaslight yourself out of what you're feeling and sensing in this situation. And if you would like further support with this, I've created a subliminal called Empowered Empath that is so powerful for helping you to clear out your entire energetic field, magnetize yourself for your desires, pour all of that energy back into yourself instead of giving it externally, set stronger boundaries with people and energies like this in your life, and really become the most powerful alchemist of your life by channeling all of those sensitivities into your superpowers. So you can try out this subliminal meditation completely free on my app, Sound and Soulful. In this app, I have over 150 subliminals for love, relationships, energy clearing, money, business, and so much more. Personally, I've used subliminals to transform every area of my life. I've found them to be more effective for manifesting than any other technique I've ever tried in the past. And my app now has over 1,600 reviews and a 4.9 star overall rating in the Apple App Store. So many people are seeing really powerful results using these subliminals in their own life as well. And you can get started for free with a free trial account in the app. So the link to download and get started is in the pinned comment and description box below. Otherwise, I'm going to close this reading here. Have a beautiful day, and I will connect with you here again in the next video.